Good afternoon, boys and girls.
Good afternoon, Ms. Miller.
Y'all doing okay today?
Yes.
Okay, so today we're going to do something that's really exciting. We're going to talk about fractions. Can anybody raise their hand and tell me what they know about fractions? Amari.
The smaller number stays on top and the bigger number is on the bottom.
Okay, what is that? What is that smaller number? Well, what is the number on top?
The numerator.
Say it again.
The numerator.
Help them out tonight.
The numerator.
The numerator is the number on top, and what will be the number on the bottom, Nikayla?
The denominator.
Okay, good job. Okay, so is there anything else you can tell me about fractions? Anything you can think of, just anything from the top of your head. Yaisha.
You have to shade in the numbers on the top.
Speak a little louder so everybody can hear you in the back.
You have to shade in the numbers at the top with the numbers at the bottom.
Okay, something else. Maybe it has been a time that you have used fractions maybe to do something? Or just with any other thing. Elijah.
The numbers can be the same.
Say it one more time, I can't hear you.
The numbers can be the same.
The numbers can be the same. You need to speak, give me a little bit more details. Maybe, well, let me help you out a little bit. Okay, so let's just say, let's say your mom was in the kitchen, right? Okay, so she's cooking, right? And she has a recipe, right? You know what a recipe is, right? So she has a recipe. So she may have to use fractions to cook. She may have to use fractions to cook. You may need to use it. Or even if you were, let's just say you were going to, let's say the whole class, I brought a pizza in here, right? I brought a pizza. So normally, a pizza has about, let's just say the pizza I had 2 pies, but we just gonna count one right now. If I had a pizza, and the pizza had, let's say what, 8 slices, 16? Let's just say 8. Let's say 8. All right. So that'll be 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? How many is that? 1, 2. Okay, we need one more. That's 8. All right. So if you count up all of these slices, you have a total of what?
8 slices.
8 slices, right? So the total number would go on the top or the bottom? The bottom, correct. So that would be what? What was the name of that? Will that be my numerator or my denominator?
Denominator.
Okay. So that represents the whole. So let's just say that when I ordered the pizza, I wanted to get half of the pizza pepperoni. So half of the pizza, what will be my number that I will put on top? Janiyah.
4.
4. Okay, so I will have 4. So that would be 4 over 8. All right. So let's just say, let me shade that in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so let's just say I have 4. I have 4 over 8. Now let's just say maybe I wanted 2. Maybe I wanted 2 more. Maybe pepperoni. Somebody else wanted pepperoni, and maybe I added 2 more pepperoni. So that means that would be, I would add or subtract that?
Add.
I will add. So then I will add how much?
2.
Okay, so then I will have the 4/8 plus the 2/8, right? And then that would be what? Where will I go from here? Will I add this way, that way? What will I add? I will add the what? Zayden?
4 and 2.
4 and the 2. The 4 and the 2, because these 2 numbers are on top and they are the numerators. So then that will give you 8 over 8. So, I'm sorry. Why y'all didn't correct me? Y'all supposed to be paying attention, right? Okay, 6 over 8. Right? Okay, so that would be 6 over 8. Okay, so now we have a total of 6 over 8. Now the 6 represents the pepperoni. So then I will shade in that. And that would be 6 over 8. Okay, can you give me one more example? Maybe, One more example, Nikayla.
4
How many slices of cheese do you want?
4.
You want 4? Okay, how many? Okay, so that would be 4 what? Because it represents the whole. It'll be 4 of what? Okay, so it'll be 4 over 8. Somebody give me another number. Let's use a different number. Yaisha?
2, 5.
No, we're working with the same. We're working with the same denominator. The same denominator. Peyton. Okay, hold on, Peyton. She said 1. Okay, so we have 1 over 8. So now we have that. So what will we do with this?
Keep that the same and add 4 plus 1.
Correct. So that's 4 plus 1. That will be 5 over 8. Okay? So that's pretty good. So it looks like everybody kind of, have a little more information about fractions. And we're going to go into it a little bit more in depth once we go through everything. But let me give you a little bit background information about what we're going to do today. Okay, so this is our standards for today. Okay? Our first standard is CCSS.math.content.4.NF.B.3.A. Okay, you guys can go ahead and read with me. Understand addition and subtraction of fractions as joining and separating parts referring to the same whole. Okay? Next standard. CCSS.math.content.4NF.B.3D. Okay, you get ready? Okay, let's go. Solving word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions referring to the same whole and having like denominators. For example, by using visual fraction models and equations to represent the problem. Okay? Now, I know there was a lot of words and a lot of going on, but I'm gonna clarify some of the information. So, we're gonna have some vocabulary, okay? We're going to have a little bit of some vocabulary that I want you to look at, that we're going to go through to make this real easy. These fractions are very easy. You use them every day, and I just want everybody to be on the same page because it's very easy, and I want everybody to understand. Okay, so our first term is numerator, okay? Read with me. Numerator is
The top number in the
Sorry. All right. The top number in the fraction. Okay. So, for example, I have 1 over 2. Okay. So, the numerator is what?
1.
The 1. The number on top. That's it. It's real simple. It's real simple. Okay. So, next we have the denominator. The denominator is the bottom number in a fraction. Example, 2 over 3. The denominator represents the 3. Real simple. Excuse me. Okay, so now these are called like fractions that we have an example of. So like fractions are a group of 2. Wait, let me go back. I need everybody to read with me and follow along. Like fractions are
The group of 2 or
more fractions having the same denominator. Okay, so for example, I have 1 over 3, 2 over 3, and 3 over 3. So all of these fractions, the one thing that they have in common is that they all have the same denominator. That makes them like fractions. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be dealing with. Everything is like fractions. So you're going to see the same denominator, okay? So we're going to watch a video to clarify the information a little bit, and I'll go through more examples if you need it, okay? Everybody understand? Yeah. Okay. Yaisha, can you hit the first light for me?
Today we are learning how to add fractions with the same denominator. Let's say we want to take 1/4 and add 2/4. Well, to start, we could draw a model of our first fraction, 1/4. We could draw a square and shade in 1/4 of the square. Next, we need to show ourselves adding 2/4. So I will shade in 1 more fourth, 2 more fourths. Now I've added 2/4. And this model represents my answer. But I need to write it as a fraction. Well, I can see that 1, 2, 3 pieces of my model are shaded. The numerator of my fraction will be 3. Then I can count that there are 4 total pieces in my model. So the denominator of my fraction is 4. The answer to this problem is 3/4. 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. Let's practice one of these problems together. Let's figure out what 1/8 plus 5/8 equals. Well, we can start by drawing a model of 1/8. Which of these images shows 1/8? You'll draw a rectangle, break it into 8 pieces, and shade one of those pieces. Now let's add 5/8. How can I model adding 5/8? I will shade in 5 more pieces of my model. Now I have my model complete, but I need to write it as a fraction. Well, how many pieces of my model are shaded? You can count that there are 6 total pieces shaded, so the numerator of my fraction is 6. Now, how many total pieces are in the model? There are a total of 8 pieces in this model, so my denominator will be 8. And now I have my answer. I can say 1/8 plus 5/8 equals 6/8. Here's another problem to practice with. Let's figure out what 2/5 plus 1/5 equals. Well, which of these shows how I can model this problem? First, I'll model 2/5. I'll draw a rectangle and shade in 2/5 of the rectangle. To add 1/5, I just shade in 1 more fifth. Now that I've drawn my model, I need to write it as a fraction. Well, what fraction of my model is shaded? You can see there are 3 pieces shaded, so the numerator is 3, out of a total of 5 pieces in my model, so the denominator is 5. The answer to my problem is that 2/5 plus 1/5 is 3/5. Now it's time for you to practice on your own. What is 3/6 plus 2/6 equal? Well, you would start by drawing a model. Your model should have started with 3/6 shaded. Then you should have added 2 more 6. To write this model as a fraction, you would see that 5 pieces are shaded, so a numerator of 5, and there's 6 pieces total, so the denominator is 6. Our answer is that 3/6 plus 2/6 equals 5/6. Now here's your last problem for this video. What does 4/8 plus 1/8 equal? If you start with a model, you should show 4/8. You'll shade in 4 pieces of your model. Then shade in 1 more eighth. Now this model shows us a fraction. 5 pieces are shaded, so the numerator is 5. And there are 8 pieces total, so the denominator is 8. 4/8 plus 1/8 equals 5/8. Today you learned how to add fractions with the same denominator. I'm Dr.
Okay, can you get the light for me, Aisha? Okay, did you guys like the video?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, so, is there anybody that's still confused? Raise your hand and let me know if you're confused so I can clarify some more information. Anybody? Everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay, so real quick, before we get into our hands-on activity, just real quick, like they did the example. If you have 2/5, right, and you add 1/5, right? Same denominator, right? Okay, so what you have to remember is that this number is going to stay the same because they are like fractions. That number always stays the same when we're dealing with like fractions. Hold on for a second, Aisha. So what you're gonna have to do is, or the only thing you need to look at is the denominator. The numerator, which is the number on top. Okay? So 2 plus 1, all you're doing is adding 2 plus 1, right? That's it. 2 plus 1, and that's gonna equal what?
3.
3. You don't even have to think about what this number is gonna be. You don't even have to think. All you have to do is pay attention. Make sure you line your numbers up. All you have to do is pay attention. That number's gonna be 5. So if you had the pieces in the model, and they would represent 5 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The denominator represents the pieces that you're gonna use. The shaded part that you're gonna use, one of them would have been 2. So 2, if you shade that in, that would be 2, right? And then if you shade the next number in, if you shade the next number in, it would have just been 1. So there it is. That you looking at your fraction right here. Okay? So then all you would do is add 1, 2, 3. 3, 2 plus 1 is 3. So the 3 would have been a numerator, and the 5 represents the denominator as the whole. Okay? Now, we're going to do an activity. And it's going to be a very fun activity, and we're going to use some Smarties candy. And when I pass the candies out, you are not to open them yet. You're not to eat them. We're doing an activity. Maybe when we get through, we can see what we can do, but it's for the activity. So please do not eat your candy. Understand? Yes. Michaela, can I have you pass out the sheets? So the name of the sheet is Being a Smarty with Fractions. It's very easy, it's very fun, and I think everyone would like to do it. So when you get your sheet, all I need for you to do is put your name on your paper. Put your name on your paper, that's it. And Amari, can you pass out the Smarties? Just give everybody one. Just give them one. Hold on. That's it. That's it. Just write your name on your paper. Got excited? This is going to be so fun. It's easy, right? Yeah. It is easy. It's real easy. Amari, stop playing. I picked you because I know you would do the right thing. Okay. Jarrell, turn around. Does everybody have a sheet? Oh, wait. Okay, so what I need, everybody has a sheet, everybody has their name on their paper. Go ahead and put your name on your paper. Thank you. Put your name on your paper, and I need for you to just, after you put your name on your paper, excuse me, open up your Smarties and just lay them flat. Just open up your Smarties, lay them flat, and count how many you have. Just open them up and count how many you have. Lay them on the table so you won't have any falling on the floor. Lay them on the table, on your desk, and count how many you have. And just give me a thumbs up when you finish counting.
so they won't fall.
Okay, all right, put your hands down now. Everybody finished counting? Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, good job. So what we're gonna do now is, Elijah, go ahead and read number 1 for us. I can't hear you, and I'm right here.
How many Smarties do you have in all?
All together. Okay, so number 1 says, how many Smarties do you have all together? So don't look at your neighbor, don't look at the person in front of you, behind you. I need you to write on that line how many you have. All together, right on that line how many you have. Right on the line how many you have. Okay, I need, we're only doing number 1. We're doing this together. We're not moving ahead. We're doing it together. We're doing this together. Okay? Make sure you look up at your circles. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have 6 circles at the top. The first one should be purple, yellow, green, pink, orange, and white. Those are the circles that you have up there. Okay? So next, what I want you to do, you have a question, Amar? Okay, so number 2 said, Zanaya, read number 2.
What fraction of your Smarties are pink?
Go ahead and count how many pink you have. Go ahead and count how many pink do you have. How many pink do you have? Go ahead and put the pink ones that you have on the circle. Where it says pink, put pink. If you do not have pink, then you don't have any, you just will not have any. Go ahead and put them on a circle. Put the pink ones you have. If you have 2 pink, put them on a circle. If you have 1 pink, put them on a circle. If you don't have anything, you will not have a pink to put there. Everybody has a different amount of Smarties in different colors. Okay? So so somebody raise their hand and tell me how many pink they have. Zayden, you have 2 pink. So on the line, are you going to put, what are you going to put for the pink ones? Are you going to put 2 or are you going to put 2? What are you going to write on the line? Oh, but we're saying all together, so.
Excuse me, can you please repeat those instructions about where they're supposed to put their pink Smarties?
Okay, so you have circles at the top of your paper. Everybody has a circle. I'm gonna put the paper up here. You have a paper right here. Where it says pink, you go ahead. If I have 2 Smarties, I'm gonna put my Smarties right there. Whichever color it represents, you put them there. You put the Smarties right there. If you have 2, put it there. If you have 3, put it there. Put it in the circle. The pink one is P-I-N-K.
Yeah, we have some people writing our fraction in this circle.
Okay, go ahead and put, I'm going to walk around and see what we have going on, but go ahead and put, it says, the question asks, Zayden, the question said, what fraction of your Smarties are pink? So remember, how many Smarties you have? Pink. 2? Okay, so what would that fraction look like? Because we just said how many you had. How many do you have in total? No, how many Smarties do you have? 15. You have 15 Smarties. Okay, and you have 2 pink. So what will your fraction look like? It will be 2 over 15. So that will be your fraction. So for number 2, Zayden has 2 pink. So his fraction is gonna look like this. But everybody doesn't have 2. If it's one, go ahead and put 1 over 15. Okay, let me use another color. I'm sorry.
Here you go.
Okay, so Zayden had 2. Zayden had 2 pink.
I saw somebody back here had a whole lot. For Renzo, he had a whole pile.
Oh, really? Let me see. That's how many he had pink, and that was the total.
It goes there on that line.
Let me see. You got it? Okay, so
He had 10.
number 2 should be a fraction. It should be a fraction. You see? It should be over whatever you had for number 1. This number right here was the number. This number was the number you had for number 1 that was all together. How many Smarties you had? This was the number all together. Let me see who's not following along. Raise your hand if you're you have a problem. Okay, that's orange. That's orange.
That should be a fraction.
That's 2.
6 over 15.
You have 1. Okay, good job.
That's 6
That's
5
2.
over 15. Yes, yes.
Okay, we might need to borrow one from your neighbor. Thank you. All right, you have it. Oh my God.
This should be a fraction.
doing over
What
here?
fraction? What fraction?
Okay. Okay. Y'all like this game?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do number 3. Number 3. Khalees, read number 3.
What fraction of your Smarties are white?
Okay, so that means you're gonna take out all the white ones. Take the white ones. Take the white. How many you have white? What color is that? You have any white? Okay. How many white you have, Felice?
I have 3.
You have 3. Okay. Felice has 3. So your fraction, tell me what your answer is for number 3.
3 over 15.
Okay. Felice has 3 over 15. 15 is her total. And she has 3 white. All right?
Make sure you write these in fractions.
You need a numerator and a denominator. If it asks you for a fraction, that means you need a number on top and a number on the bottom. Yeah.
Did you hear that? Fraction. Write it in a fraction.
It should be a number. It should look like this. How many whites you have? How many pink you have? 3. And Alexander, you have 3. You have the pink ones. You have 3, right? And you have 15 altogether, right? So the pink should have looked like this.
Well, you didn't have any white ones. Oh,
Alexander,
wow.
you had 3 out of 15 for pink.
Candy should be in
You
the
had 3 out of 15 for the pink.
They got to that.
Make sure you have your numerator on top, you have the line to divide the numbers, and then you have a number on the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and do number 4. Number 4 says, let me see. Amari, you can read number 4.
What fraction of your Smarties are green and yellow?
Okay, what fractions are green and yellow? So what does that mean? Are we gonna do something else? What does that mean we're gonna do, Zayden? We're going to add. Okay, so first you need to find out what?
How many orange and yellow ones?
We didn't say orange. Green and yellow. First find out how many green you have and put them in the green circle. And then find out how many yellow you have and put them in the yellow circle. If you have a green and a yellow, then go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna put that on the board. And you're gonna write your addition problem on the board. Let me know if you had green and yellow. You have green and yellow? Okay, Yaisha. Let me see. Come put your problem on the board. No, I would have gave you a paper. Oh, you need your paper. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Here, put your problem on the board. Make it bigger so everybody can see in the back. Oh, that's fine. Real big. Go ahead. Okay, which one was green? Well, it's the same number, so you... Okay, so Yaisha had... Oh, yeah. Okay, real simple. Get my paper. Okay, real simple. I need everybody to pay attention because this is very easy and is also easy to do the wrong thing. Okay? So, number 4, it just asks what fraction of the Smarties were green and yellow. So now you just had to break it up. Now I have my green over here and I have my yellow over here. So Yaisha, what she did an excellent job, and she put 2/15. She had 2 green and then she had 2 yellow. And all she did was add them up. You line up your numbers. The denominator's here, the numerator's here. And the only thing you did was add the numerator. And then here is her like fraction. That is it. 2 plus 2 is 4. And you just bringing over the denominator. You just bringing it over. That's it. You're just adding like fractions. Okay? Does everybody understand?
Yes.
I see some of you were just writing numbers. Whole numbers. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to number 6. Now it's going to get a little tricky. We're almost finished. We have about 3 more. Okay, number 6 says, if you were to eat all of your green and pink Smarties, what is the fraction of Smarties that you would have eaten? So what are we going to do? Anybody besides Zayden? I know you know Zayden. Anybody else? Justice. We're going to add. Are we? Okay. We're going to add or subtract? Hold on. No, for number 6, we're going to add. Okay? So, because they said if you were to eat all, that was the key word right there. If you were... Oh, I'm sorry, we skipped number 5. Oh, we skipped number 5. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Okay, number 5 says, what fraction of your Smarties are purple and white? Go ahead and put the purple ones in the purple circle, and go ahead and put the white in the white circle. Okay, so Janaya, how many purple do you have?
I have 3 purple.
Okay, so they said what fraction of the Smarties are purple and white. Can you go ahead and come up here and write your fraction for number 5? Okay, which one was purple? Purple was 3 and white was 2. Okay, good job. Okay, so that's what Janiyah had. She said, what fraction of smarties were purple and white? So that meant she needed to add, they said purple and white were together. And it was 3 and the 2. The numerators you had to add. And you bring it over here. 3 plus 2 is 5. And the denominator stays the same. And it becomes 5 over 15. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do number 6. Number 6. Go ahead and read number 6 for me, Amari.
If you were to eat all your green and pink Smarties, what is the fraction of Smarties that you would have eaten?
Okay. So go ahead and did you do that? Did you do it already?
I don't have green.
Oh, you don't have green. Okay.
0.
So who has green? Okay, go ahead and do yours, the ones that have green. And the ones that have the pink. You're gonna add. Okay, so you're gonna add your green and your pink. You're gonna add your green and your pink. Peyton, you have green?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have pink?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Peyton, tell me what you have. How many green do you have? Huh? You come up and do it. Tell me what's the fraction of your green. So Peyton is gonna tell me the fraction of the amount of green Smarties he has. How many green do you have? The fraction. Okay, do you remember how many pink you had? Okay, then so they asked you if you were to eat all of your green and pink, so what are you gonna do? They said if you were to eat all of them. If you eat all of them, I give you all of them, you're gonna take it away or you're gonna add to it? If I gave you said you had 4. You said you had 4, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you had 4 green and then you had 2 pink.
I had 7 pink.
Oh, you had 7 pink? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But if you had 7 pink, you're going to take it away? They said if you ate all of them. You ate all of them. Think about it. You ate all of them. What are you going to have if you ate all of them?
If I ate all of them?
Uh-huh. If you ate 4 and okay, so do the problem. So what would the problem look like? Okay, good job. Good job. Thank you, Peyton. Good job. He ate all of them. He ate 4 of them, plus he ate 7 of them, and that left him with 11 altogether. So he had 11 over 15. That was his fraction. Okay, we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more. And it says number 7 says, Zayden, go ahead and read number 7.
If you were to eat all your yellow Smarties, what is the fraction of Smarties that you would have left?
Okay. How many yellow do you have?
4.
Okay, so write your bring your paper up here. You can write your fraction up here. So it says if you eat all of your yellow, what is the fraction that you would have left? Are you going to add or subtract? Okay. Write your problem up there for me, please. You guys need to pay attention because there's some words that is key word vocabulary words inside of the sentence that will help you determine whether you're going to add or subtract. The 4 was the what? Yellow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was your, you had yellow of, what was your total? They said if you were to eat all of, so you need to represent what you had. How many did you have altogether?
15.
Okay, so go ahead and put that first. You need to work with the bigger number first because you subtracted. Over 15. No. This is representing everything. How many of the yellow did you have?
4.
Okay, put the 15 up. Yeah, put the 1 5. And now you're gonna take away the yellow, right? Okay, good job. Okay, so you see Zayden's problem was a subtraction problem, okay? But it was still like fractions. Okay, so he just basically did, if you were to eat all of your yellow Smarties, what is the fraction that you have left? Well, 15 was what we had. 15 was a total amount, so that's why he chose the 15, which was a bigger number, and to take away the yellow. You need the bigger number there so that you can subtract, okay? So, did y'all like that?
Yes.
Is anybody still confused or having a little issues?
No.
You're still confused? Huh? Which one? Okay, so right here you would have did green and yellow. So you had green and yellow, you would have put 4 over 15. You would have did it like this. You would have did, look, pay attention. Look, 1, 2, stay focused. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alexander, you want me to help you? I need you to pay attention. The green would have been 4 over the 15 because 15 was the total. You understand? Okay, and then that meant you would have added them. You would have added 4 over 15 plus 2 over 15. So look, that would have
Yellow.
given you.
Got 2
4
yellow.
plus 2.
You gotta subtract that from 15 over
Okay,
15.
so then that would be your fraction. Look, look, 6 over 15.
Yellow. You have 1 yellow. You can finish the last 2.
Okay, so that was pretty good. Did y'all like that?
Yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's recap for a minute. So what is What is the numerator? Raise your hand. Tell me what the numerator is, Nikayla. Correct. The number on top. Example. I have 1 over 2. What is my numerator? 1. Correct. Okay, Amari, tell me what the denominator is.
The bottom number.
The bottom number. I have 2 over 3. What is the denominator? 3. Good job. Okay, so can anybody tell me? This might be a little bit more tricky. Can anybody tell me what were like fractions? Think. You just did it. Like fractions. What were like fractions? 1 and 2 plus 2 and 2. No. Well, think about it. Think about it. Like fractions, they share what? Thank you. They share the same denominator. Thank you. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back and like, you know what else you could give yourself? Another pat on the back and go ahead and eat those Smarties. Go ahead and eat those Smarties. You did a good job. Give yourself a thumbs up. All right. Good job, everybody. Good job.
Smarties for the smarties.
Okay, that's good.